Story 1. A fire extinguisher. When my front porch light exploded in a huge fireball at 2 a.m. one Friday morning, the firefighters said that it was my quick reaction with my fire extinguisher that saved my house. A $20 investment saved everything I hold dear. Story 2. I bought an affordable tire inflator at Kmart sometime in the 1990s. I still have it, and it continues to work effectively. It plugs into the 12-volt lighter and has saved me many times. Story 3. Heavy shower liner prevents it from touching my skin when I shower. I didn't realize how much it bothered me until I fixed the problem. Story 4. Our grocery app allows the whole family to add to the list with different categories for groceries, Costco, hardware, and more. It's fantastic. Story 5. A sleep mask with built-in headphones has changed my life. I have struggled with insomnia for years, but now I simply put on the mask and fall asleep to ASMR, usually stories or facts. Recently, I listened to some interesting ones, such as the Vault stories from the Fallout series and Elden Ring lore, even though I have never played the game. Story 6. I bought rubber valve toppers for baby pouch snacks. My daughter is still too young to understand how to hold them without causing a mess, but she really wants to hold them herself, so it prevents that from happening. However, she also doesn't understand how to get the puree from the bottom of the pouch while she's sucking on it, so she fumbles with it for a while before she eventually gets it all out. It's basically a toy designed for toddlers. Story 7. It's a repeat purchase under $30, but supplementing magnesium glycinate has drastically improved my sleep quality, leading to numerous positive effects in my daily life. Story 8. Loops earplugs are a lifesaver for me. They are helpful for concerts, games, loud movies, and dealing with overstimulation when returning to the office. Story 9. I have a pack of dental floss from Costco. I keep one dispenser in my car, office, kitchen, bathroom, and living room. Now my gums are healthy all the time. Story 10. Sulfur 8. I have experienced scalp psoriasis for 25 years. One application per week has kept it under control. I forgot to mention that I used hair grease and coconut oil with minimal results, and I only discovered this product 8 months ago. Story 11. I have a small fridge, and you might think that an egg drawer would be a waste of space. However, it holds 24 eggs and allows me to easily stack items on top while still having access to the eggs. The space where the egg cartons used to sit is now occupied by bottles and other oddly shaped vertical items for more efficient use of space. It's the best and most impractical purchase. Story 12. My cup warmer keeps my coffee and tea warm all day while I am working. It is a pleasure for less than $20. Story 13. A meat thermometer has changed the quality of food I prepare and has made me comfortable cooking dishes I never would have attempted otherwise. The instant read pen thermometer has been particularly helpful. Story 14. Squishmallow pillows have been a great find for my back issues. I kept seeing them in stores and thought they looked comfortable. I finally decided to purchase one. As a back pillow, I haven't found anything better. I just got one of the really big ones at Costco for around $30, and it's big enough to support my whole body, not just my lower back. I highly recommend them, plus they are adorable. Story 15. Clothing blanks are a great option for good quality, comfortable clothes without the brand premiums. I simply buy the blanks that brands use for about 1/5 the price. My wife has a cutting machine, so if I want a design on a shirt, cap, or pants, it's easy to accomplish. Story 16. The Aveeno Eczema Gel has been a game changer for me. I deal with various types of itchy skin, including eczema on my eyelids and ears, hives from my cats and other animals, and skin irritation from certain products or contact with specific clothing or bedsheets. When I break out in hives, applying some of the gel makes me feel as good as new. If I notice a patch of eczema starting on one of my eyelids, I apply it immediately. And if I have an itch I can't shake, I use it, and it's gone in minutes. I've incorporated it into my skincare routine after moisturizing, and it will always be a staple in my collection. I keep some in my bathroom and purse. I've recommended it to others who have struggled with eczema for years, and it has helped them too. It's a fantastic product. To clarify, I'm referring to the Rescue Relief Gel in the pump. I was unaware that there were different types, and I apologize for any confusion. Can also be effective for dry patches of skin, as I've used it for that before. It's very hydrating, and a little goes a long way. Story 17, $3 store back scratchers. One is kept in the car, one is next to my recliner in the living room, and one is on my headboard in the bedroom. This may be one of the greatest decisions I have ever made. Story 18. This book, Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents: How to Heal from Distant, Rejecting, or Self-Involved Parents, is available for $10 on Amazon. I have never felt more understood. Story 19. Electric Rapid Egg Cooker. No more timers or waiting for the water to boil or overcooking eggs for ramen. Story 20. A Vampire Fish Sticker. Why do you ask? Because it sparked a conversation that ultimately had a multi-year butterfly effect, leading to me meeting and marrying my wife. Story 21. Get a wider shower curtain and a curved rod. This will make your shower feel much more spacious. Story 22. It may sound silly, but I have a stress diary. It's a small book, and whenever I get mad or overwhelmed, I write down my thoughts or what I want to say. It helps calm me down. I have avoided many arguments with it, and ever since I started carrying it around about a year ago, I have only had 3 or 4 panic attacks. Before that, I had one every day I wasn't at home. Story 23. A hair cutting kit. I used to pay $35 every month for a haircut, including a tip. Eventually, I became frustrated with spending so much on something so simple, especially for my style of haircut, so I purchased a hair cutting kit from Costco for around $30 in 2019. I started cutting my own hair, with some finishing touches from my spouse, and over time I became skilled enough to do it entirely on my own. When the pandemic hit, that new skill became incredibly useful. If you do the math, it has saved me over $2,200 over the years, and now I never have to worry about going to a salon. Sometimes I even give myself 2 haircuts a month. Story 24. Food scale needed to lose weight after a health scare, and it makes tracking my food intake much easier and more accurate. Story 25. I got this little rubber face brush to wash with for under $4. I've been getting facial treatments for a couple of months that resulted in a lot of dead skin coming off after I washed my face. I used to rely on my hands and bar soap. Every time I washed, the dead skin kept coming off, which made me impatient as I was on a timer to leave the house. To compensate, I would use a wet towel to scrub my face, trying to avoid the appearance of having dumped my head in salt. I ended up with eczema around my chin, which looked even worse and was also painful. This little rubber face brush gently exfoliates my skin and makes it so smooth that it squeaks. I have never felt so clean in my life. I grew up using St. Ives facial scrub, which would overwork my skin and cause more breakouts. No more irritation-based acne. Story 26. Brown hairspray. I am a woman whose hair went gray early, and spraying my part in between appointments makes me feel much better than walking around with gray roots. Story 27. Bluetooth Onboard Diagnostics 2-car diagnostic tool with the Pro version of the software, usually priced at $15 plus $5. There are many easy car fixes you can do yourself if you know the exact error codes. You can buy an $80 part, replace it yourself, and save $500. I don't know how many times I've used it, but I've probably saved over $5,000 in my life by doing minor repairs myself. Story 28. Those little elastic shoelaces that you loop through and then secure in a plastic piece allow shoes to be secured without tying. Story 29. An inexpensive rice cooker from Target makes it easy to prepare rice or couscous as a starch for meals. Place some chicken in the air fryer, making it simpler than using a food delivery service. Story 30. I get too warm at night, but I can't sleep without a blanket. So I got a little fan with a clip to attach to the bed frame and point at me while I sleep. It has improved my sleep, which has been poor my entire life, more than anything else I have ever tried. This feels a bit like cheating because it was a lucky thrift store find, but I have this really sturdy leather jacket I got ages ago for just $1, and it's perfect for dealing with the strong windstorms in my city. Story 31. Electric nail clippers are a total lifesaver. I could never master the manual ones. They always left a mess, and I would end up neglecting my nails or just biting them when they got too long. but with an electric clipper, it's effortless. It trims and files them so smoothly that they look professionally done, and there's no cleanup required. No more jagged edges or frustration, just perfect nails every time. Story 32. LED strip lights with motion detectors, one under the bed and another in the bathroom, make going to the bathroom in the middle of the night much easier. Story 33. Giant body pillow. I made it and was able to get the materials for an affordable price. It measures 60 inches by 20 inches by 4 inches and actually supports all my achy joints. Story 34. As a bartender who is on my feet all day, sometimes working outside, I recommend using Gold Bond body powder. When applied to sensitive areas, it helps prevent chafing and keeps me comfortable for years. Story 35. A $12 milk frother. Yes, that tiny handheld device that whirs like a bee over espresso. I used to think fancy lattes were only for coffee shops. This little gadget transformed my boring morning coffee into something that truly feels like a treat. I'm talking cafe vibes in pajamas. Story 36. Getting cat litter delivered to the front door instead of carrying buckets out of a store was a significant moment for me. Story 37. Probiotics for my dog. She had some intestinal issues that were causing her to have accidents indoors and sometimes on the bed. After getting a urinary tract infection, the veterinarian recommended probiotics. She stopped pooping inside while on the probiotics, but the issue returned when she finished the vet supply. I bought some online for $1 a day, totaling $30 for a month, and now she is no longer having accidents indoors. I sleep easier and do less laundry. Story 38. Tongue scraper. It is the best tool for oral hygiene. It may seem a bit gross, but it is very satisfying to scrape your tongue and see all the impurities gone. Story 39. Microwave splatter cover. A vented hood that covers your messy foods and snacks, so you never have to worry about cleaning the top and sides. Story 40. I received my cat for free in a McDonald's parking lot, and she has brought me so much joy and love for 14 years. It is truly invaluable. Story 41. Earplugs are essential for a good night's sleep. I prefer quality brands like Loops or Pluggers over store brand options. I began using earplugs 4 years ago, and now I can sleep anywhere as long as I wear them. It's amazing not to wake up startled by noise multiple times each night. Story 42. A silk pillowcase may sound silly, but my skin and hair improved significantly overnight. It has been a total game changer and feels very luxurious. Story 43. There are a few items that come to mind. Acne patches. The most affordable I have found are from the Good Molecules brand. They have saved me from developing severe acne. An acne spatula helps clear up my facial acne alongside my skincare routine. I use it every morning and evening, and the results are worth it. Over-the-door multi-coat hangers assist with organization. I hang my robe on one to encourage my morning routine, next to my alarm clock. Carabiners. I mainly use them for keys, but they are also handy for hanging up certain items like backpacks. A small parts toolbox organizer is useful for loose items such as rubber bands, twist ties, and paper clips. Binders on a shelf help keep track of important documents, including veterinary information for my dogs, manuals, and warranties. Story 44. Clean and easy electrolysis kit from Amazon. I treated most of my lower leg hairs during quarantine, and I no longer have to shave in that area. Takes time, but I was at home for about 2 months. Story 45. The Bug Bite Thing is a suction device that resembles a syringe but has no needles. Costs $10 and is available on Amazon. This device effectively removes venom from bug bites and works better than expected. If used too forcefully for an extended period, it may leave a red mark. However, when used correctly, it is an excellent product. Story 46. Bliss Makeup Melting Face Wash. I added it as the second step in my face wash routine, and it has cleared my skin significantly. My skin wasn't bad before, but it looks amazing since I started using it. Story 47. I am a compulsive note-taker at work with many notebooks and a history of breaking pencils. I have a Lamy metal pencil that has been going strong for 10 years, and I have used it almost every workday during that time. Story 48. A retractable back scratcher. I don't use it to scratch my back, but it's great for retrieving items from under the couch, especially my dog's toys. Story 49. High-fidelity earplugs by Etymotic. I had very sensitive hearing as a child and used to sit through movies in the theater with my hands over my ears the entire time. I could hear cathode ray tubes turning on from the other side of the house. I essentially got used to never going to concerts and rarely attending movies because of my dislike for loud noise, unless I had those low-quality disposable plugs that distort the sound. These earplugs are not meant to be one-time use. You should keep them in good condition and reuse them. They are designed to maintain sound balance so everything sounds as it should, just at a more reasonable volume. I have used them at concerts, theaters, and large convention stage shows. I no longer feel like a social outcast avoiding performances. Story 50. A $10 kitchen timer. I started using it to work in short, focused sprints. It helped me stop wasting time and achieve more without burning out. Story 51. I haven't paid for a haircut in 7 years, and using a hair clipper set has saved me a tremendous amount of money and time. Story 52. Lego Set 7915, the Imperial V-Wing. My parents got it for me after I played the Lego Star Wars video game, thinking the pilot was Darth Vader. 16 years later, I still love Lego. Story 53. A toothbrush. I became diligent about brushing my teeth when I was 18. I am the only person related to me who still has most of my teeth. Story 54. Rice cooker. I'm Chinese and I need my rice. I used to cook rice in a pot when I was a college student, but then my parents got me a small rice cooker with a steamer tray, and it's fantastic. I can come back, toss in food, start the cooker, take a shower, and it's ready when I get out. Story 55. Honeywell programmable light switch for my front porch lights. It turns on at dusk every day and off at 11 p.m. The house looks occupied even when I am away. It is nice to come home from work to the lights on in the winter. I do not forget to turn them off at night and waste electricity. Story 56. An $11 boiled egg cooker on Amazon makes up to 7 boiled eggs in a few minutes and is easy to peel. It also makes great poached eggs. It is worth the purchase. Story 57. A $2 plastic and wire cheese slicer. I only discovered it last week. Somehow. There was my life before the cheese slicer and my life after the cheese slicer. Story 58. A $10 furniture dolly from Home Depot proved to be an invaluable purchase. I needed to move a couch and bought this dolly. The number of times I used it for moving everything from heavy packages to water gallons and various heavy items while rearranging room designs has been incredible. It was the best $10 investment. Story 59. Shower chair. When depression and attention deficit/hyperactivity disorder make it nearly impossible to think about taking a shower, knowing you have a shower chair can help significantly. Story 60. Birth control. I have no desire to have any children, and it helps me skip my periods. I haven't had one in over 5 years, and it's amazing. Story 61. Task management applications range from free to about $10 per month. I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and have trouble remembering things I need to do, making prioritization difficult for me. This type of application serves as a good place to organize tasks. You can leave notes, switch between sorting systems, and adjust prioritization. If you have experience in software development, think of it as a personal Kanban board. I personally use Lunatask, which has many useful features, but there are plenty of options available. Story 62. The Evo egg cooker changed my relationship with hard-boiled eggs forever. I love deviled eggs, egg salad, and popping an egg in my mouth for quick protein during the day. Making them, however, has always been a challenge. Overcooked or undercooked often led to disappointment. With the Evo, they come out perfect every time, and the shells slide off easily. Story 63. Rotovi eye drops helped to alleviate my perpetually bloodshot eyes. I had never used a drop with an astringent before. I do not recommend using an astringent eye drop every day, as it seems to create a need for more and more. However, that day I needed to not appear overly tired, even though I was. Story 64. I love this item. Story 65. CeraVe cleanser and moisturizer are effective products that contain beneficial skincare additives. They do not irritate my skin, and you can purchase a large bottle at a reasonable price. My skin has never felt or looked better. I truly cannot live without them. Story 66. I have been using Libby for a few years. It is definitely a great resource. However, I prefer physical books because I have always loved the way a book smells. Story 67. Back scrubber for the shower reaches all those difficult spots and provides a satisfying scratch. It has transformed my shower experience and helped with back acne. Story 68. It might sound crazy, but I use a scrub daddy, not for my dishes, but for my skin. I use it to exfoliate, and my skin feels much better now. Story 69. A Fumoto valve may not seem significant, but it makes oil changes much easier by eliminating the need to deal with the plug bolt. Simply turn the valve, and it drains itself. Fantastic. It was under $30 when I bought it 3 years ago. Story 70. Dr. Schiff Probiotic Gummies. I take them daily now, and they have significantly improved my stomach issues. Story 71. Free and clear laundry detergent. Turns out my skin is sensitive, and regular detergent was causing rashes and breakouts. I haven't had any issues since switching. I wish I had done it years ago. Story 72. Those handheld back massagers with attachments are available in cheaper versions for around $30, but they still work wonderfully. I've alleviated sinus congestion, leg spasms, sore shoulders from an old injury, and more. That device is worth its weight in gold. Story 73. An emery board is so much better than dealing with hangnails all the time. I should mention that I am a guy. I know that girls are already aware of emery boards, but none of my male friends will listen to me about how great they are. Story 74. 15-foot long jumper cables. No one who ever needs a jump start parks in a position that facilitates jump starting with those short cables. Story 75. Ultra slim wallets such as Camino, Slimfold, Mighty Wallet, and Accentry have truly changed my experience. I can't return to bulky wallets without quick card access. Made of paper or leather, I appreciate the origami-inspired design. Story 76. I have a Costco card, even though it is not under $30 per year. I keep forgetting to use it, but it certainly saves me on gas when I finally make it to Costco and get gas there. I really need to go to Costco more often. Story 77. Articulating tablet holder mounted over my bed. A tablet a foot from your face is, in some ways, better than a big screen television. Combined with decent headphones, the result is that I spend too much time in bed. Story 78. It is now priced at $35, but it was cheaper when I purchased it. My Swiss Army knife is used almost every day in one way or another. Story 79. A 32-ounce double-walled thermos holds 2 cups of coffee with creamer and keeps it hot for my entire 8-hour work shift. Story 80. You know how when you mop, you get a dirty line against the baseboards? You have to get down on your hands and knees to scrub it or bend over. I'm getting too old to get up off the floor. I went on Amazon and got a brush with a long handle. I just use that when I mop, and it is absolutely wonderful. Cost me less than $15. Story 81. This may sound unusual, but I use a washcloth. I am a mail carrier working in the southern heat and humidity, and I am also overweight and menopausal, which means I am sweating excessively all day. I have a red and white heart lunchbox where I keep beverages. I apologize, but I cannot drink water, and ice. The ice melts by noon, but the melted ice water remains cold. I replace the washcloth every day and use it to wash my face approximately every 20 minutes to cool down. I keep it around my neck, and sometimes placing it flat over my thigh while driving helps me stay cool as well. One day, I forgot the washcloth and I felt close to heat exhaustion. In our trucks, we only have small fans that blow hot air. There is a circulation system, but it does not provide relief from the heat either. Story 82. A menstrual cup has been amazing after some trial and error on sizing and understanding the size difference from the beginning to the end of the period. This saves a lot of money and is much less annoying and messy. Story 83. Grabber tool. A serious life changer when your kids or pets leave toys everywhere. No more bending down multiple times. An added bonus is that it helps retrieve items that are out of reach. Story 84. Recurring purchases of a gallon of gas allow me to travel almost anywhere I want. They enable me to maintain a job that is several miles away from my home. I truly don't know what I would do without them. Story 85. Different nozzles for faucets can be purchased cheaply and can change the spray of water while filtering out impurities. Consider removing the nozzle from your bathroom faucet and inspecting the buildup inside. It's essential to clean out any debris you find. You are exposing yourself to these contaminants when brushing your teeth. After cleaning, you may prefer to use bottled water for brushing your teeth. Good luck. Story 86. The Binding of Isaac. Rebirth, Super Meat Boy, and Celeste. I got all of them on sale and I have now experienced anger, gambling addiction, determination, and wrath. I have to say that they were worth it, and I highly recommend checking them out. Story 87. A bucket hat with a neck flap and affordable safety sunglasses is ideal for working outside. Pair it with long-sleeve shirts, and you'll be much better off in the summer heat. Story 88. My elementary school fee was $25, and it changed my life because it taught me values such as respect and responsibility. Story 89. Where I live, a full service on my mountain bike costs only £25 for basic maintenance, with extra charges for part replacements. It changed my life completely and got me in great shape. The brakes were sorted out since they weren't functioning well, and the suspension was checked. Everything was taken care of. It was a Boardman bike that I bought from my neighbor, who took great care of it. While I did not, I was an amateur. I donated the bike to the shop last year, as many locals do the same, and they made it look brand new and found a great home for it. I do more road cycling now, so it worked out perfectly. Story 90. I have a $20 rechargeable headlamp that attaches to my hat. It's the most used tool I own. I actually have two because I missed it so much while it was charging that I got a second one to swap out when it's time to charge. Story 91. I extinguished a fire in my neighbor's garage using their small camper extinguisher. It saved their house and likely the house of the neighboring resident. That day, all fire services were out in our rural area. Story 92. Card for the train station. Waiting in line to buy tickets drains my battery and my patience for the day. Story 93. A polyester neck gaiter is essential for warmth. For me, the difference between being warm or cold is having a neck gaiter. Neck gaiters are also effective for covering your head under a hard hat. Story 94. I have more than one item. 1. Midol. 2. Icy hot roll-on. 3. Aleve spray. 4. Evercare lint shaver. Seriously, it's around $6 at Walmart. Story 95. I stopped biting my nails after 20 years, thanks to the fidget spinner craze. Every time I felt the urge to bite my nails, I played with the spinner instead. Took 3 weeks, but I haven't chewed on my nails in over 5 years, so I'm happy. Story 96. A rubber scalp brush for the shower feels nice and exfoliates my scalp. I don't feel clean without it now. A clay foot scrubber is great for exfoliating dead skin and smoothing at the end of my shower, helping to maintain my feet until my next pedicure. Wall adapters lay flat behind your furniture, allowing you to place items flush with the wall while providing multiple power sources from a single outlet. I use a headband and wrist cuffs when washing my face after a shower to prevent water from running down my arms or wetting my hairline. A water pick for my periodontal health has changed my life and is probably my favorite item ever. It feels good and removes debris from my teeth that regular flossing wouldn't catch at this point. Story 97. Blackout curtains helped me sleep much better, especially since I work the second shift. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.